In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create an Islamic website using Claude Sonnet 4.5. And we're going to do this in a couple of easy steps, like finding your idea with Claude, building with Claude, then taking that code and bringing it to Cursor AI and polishing that code, and finally deploying it to the internet. So it's just going to be a couple of easy steps without writing any code. So let's start. Bismillah. First thing is to be on Claude.ai. And here's the page where you could start prompting. So what we want to do is to find some Islamic ideas to build, and we're going to do all that with Sonnet 4.5. So you want to make sure that this is selected and not Opus 4.1, but Sonnet 4.5, because this is the latest model and this is what we want to work with. So you could write something like this. I want to build an Islamic app that helps Muslims become better Muslims. Okay, so if we go over the prompt, I want to build an Islamic app that helps Muslims become better Muslims. Code me a website that can do that. But first, find me some ideas that I can work with using the new Claude Sonnet 4.5. The ideas should not be super big and difficult, because we want to be using Claude to do this, and if the ideas are too big, then it might not be possible to do it entirely in this video. This is just showcasing the power and the utility of what Sonnet 4.5 can do. And the end, we're saying find me ideas that are quick and easy. Okay, so let's send this and see what happens. Okay, I'll find you some quick Islamic app ideas. Okay, quick, easy Islamic app ideas, a daily dhikr tracker, 99 names of Allah learning tool, daily dua collection, prayer times reminder, Quran verse of the day, sadaqah jariyah, sadaqah charity intention tracker. Okay, so Sonnet is recommending us to build a daily dhikr tracker. From all of these ideas, I would like to go with this number 2. You could pick whatever idea you want, but I'm going to go with the number 2, 99 names of Allah. Now I'm going to tell Claude, let's go for number 2. Build the 99 names of Allah website. I will be using a normal Next.js project. So this is what we're going to be using, Next.js. If you don't know too much about it, just Google it. Next.js is basically a framework that helps you create websites more easily. Give me the code for the main page so that I can paste it in. Okay, so let's go over the prompt again. So let's go for number 2, and number 2 is the 99 names of Allah learning tool. Build the 99 names of Allah website. I will be using a normal Next.js project. Give me the code for the main page so that I could just paste it in. Now let's send this and see what Claude does for us. Okay, cool. So we're actually seeing another window on the side where it's actually coding it live. And as you can see, it's writing all the names of Allah with the transliteration, I don't know how to say that word, and the actual meaning of the Arabic word. So we're going to wait for this to finish, and then after it's done, we're going to see what happens. Okay, it looks like it finished writing all the 99 names. Now it's writing the rest of the code. It looks like it's going to be a quiz. All right, we're going to see what Claude creates for us in the end. I don't know. I've done this before. I tried a project like this, but it was not a quiz. So now it looks like it's a quiz. So this is going to be totally new for me too. Okay, cool. So we actually see the preview inside Claude. This is super nice. So we see Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, Ar-Rahim, the bestower of mercy, Al-Malik, the king, and so on and so on until the 99 names of Allah is complete all the way at the bottom. So I could try maybe searching Ar-Rahman. Okay, we see it. Okay, let's try something that's like totally in the middle. um Al-Alim. Okay, Al-Alim, the all-knowing. Nice. If we click on it, okay, nice, so we actually get another page. Now if we do start quiz, what happens? Oh, this is very nice, mashallah. Okay, so Ar-Rahman, what does this mean? Now I'm being tested live for this video. The most merciful, the sustainer, the praiseworthy, the pardoner. um the most merciful, Rahman, mercy, Rahma, the most merciful. Okay, I got the question right, but it seems like the order of the question jumped after I clicked it. Next, Ar-Rahim, the bestower of mercy. Nice. Okay, so we see that everything is working. And we also see this publish button over here. So if we click on it, so it's saying publishing this artifact will make it accessible to anyone on the internet and potentially visible on search engine results. Your chat will remain private. So everything that you wrote on the left will not be public, but if you publish this, then you could share it with other people, which is super nice. Think about it. We just wrote one thing or a couple of things on Claude, and now we have a fully built website for us that can actually help Muslims understand their deen better and understand who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And it's just a couple of prompts, and we didn't even have to code anything. This is crazy. Pages unresponsive. What happens? Okay, for some reason I had this weird issue. Okay, it's gone. But as you can see, the page is full responsive. But one thing that's a problem for me is that people can see that this was built with Claude. There's no way to actually disable that. If I do customize, no, yeah, if I do customize, then it'll open another Claude AI chat. It would be nice for me to have this website without all this Claude branding. So what we can do is go back and then download the file for us. So download as TSX. So we got this file over here as TSX. And what we can do is create a brand new Next.js project, like we mentioned in Claude, where we could just import all this code, and then we would have all the code in our computer. And then from there, we could do whatever we want. We could deploy it to the web however we want without all this Claude branding and without this Claude AI URL. Because at some point, it would be cool to have your own URL if you're sharing it with people, or if you want this to be ranked on Google to help as many Muslims as possible. So what we're gonna do is, so find the folder where you want to create your application. So for me, I always create my apps in developer, and then inside developer, I have an Islam folder, and over here, I have all my Islamic apps. And if you've seen my previous video, we see the prayer times app that we created the other day. So like the other tutorial, we're gonna do this a little bit more quickly. We're gonna create a new Next.js app with this command over here. So npx create, let me just make this a little bit bigger. npx create dash next dash app at latest, and then space. Then you can write whatever you want, 99 names of God, and then yes, npx create next app at latest 99 names of God. Yes, so we see that everything is good. Now, if we send it by pressing enter, we're gonna have a new project created for us. Okay, awesome. Now, you could actually go inside by doing cd 99 names of God ls. Then you see all of your pre-built files and folders by the create next app that we just ran, but it's a bit complicated to see all this in the console. So what you want to do is download Cursor. If you don't have Cursor, just go on cursor.com, download for Mac OS, or if you're on Windows, it's probably going to say Windows. But after you install the Cursor, you do as simple as this. You open up Cursor, then you want to do open folder, and then find your new project that you created. And this is on mine, it's under developer, under Islam, and the new project is 99 names of God. You want to make sure to select the entire folder. You don't want to select anything inside the folder, but the new folder that you created, 99 names of God. So let me make this a bit bigger for you guys. Okay, so remember how we created this page entirely with Claude? It works, but it is under Claude's branding and you can't really hide this. But what we did, we actually downloaded the source code. So if we go over here, we do copy paste everything, you do Command A, and then you could actually close this. You go in page.tsx and then Command A, delete, Command V, and then make sure to save it so we don't see this white circle anymore, so we know it's fully saved. But we see that we have some errors over here. We see that Lucid React is not available. We see a couple of more errors, but the cool thing is that because we downloaded Cursor, we have this chat over here. So if you don't see it, you just click this panel over here, toggle AI panel, and then you'll see this AI chat panel. And what you could do is select your Claude 4.5 Sonnet, and over here you could go and say fix and chat, and then it's gonna auto write your prompt, so you don't even have to write anything. You just click one button and this will hopefully fix all the issues, or at least this issue over here, and then we could go and then we could see all of these issues one by one and fix them as we're just trying over here with this missing Lucid React component. It's saying cannot find module Lucid React or its corresponding type declarations. But that's okay because we are going to fix it with this Cursor AI. If you send this using this button, make sure you have Claude 4.5 selected. Free users can only use ChatGPT 4.1 or Auto as premium models. Okay, I mean, we're just fixing a small thing. So what you want to do is, if you don't have this auto selected already, just click on it and then you could send this. Okay, so it is planning its next moves. It's saying that it needs to do a couple of things like installing the dependencies. Okay, so now Cursor, it's asking us to run a command in our behalf. So essentially it's doing one step, which is going inside the project that we're working on right now on a terminal, and then installing the missing Lucid React component. So this is exactly what we want. So we just have to click run. Okay, so it's saying that it installed it. Okay, so it looks like it worked, but we actually want to double check it. So if you do cd into your, oh, actually I'm inside the project. So when you're inside the project, you do npm run dev. So by running this command, you could actually see your website locally on your computer. And we're going to see if everything works. So if we look into our terminal, it's saying that the website is running on localhost 3000. So let's write this localhost 3000. I'm not sure if I'm going to see an error. Okay, so file had an error. You're importing a component that needs you state this React hook only works in a client component to fix. To fix, mark the file or its parent as use client directive. Okay, let me just copy all this into Cursor. Fix this issue, and then I'm just gonna paste it in. Actually, let me put this over here so we can see this better. Great, now let's post this. I think it's gonna be a small issue where we have to put something on top, but we'll see what the AI does for us. Right now, I'm not sure which AI model it's using. It's probably using Sonnet 4.5, Claude Sonnet 4.5, or not. Yes, okay, so it just fixed that small issue that we had by using use client. Saying that I'll mark app.tsx and saying that it also found 7 errors, sorry. I add the use client, okay, you should now be restart dev. Okay, cool. We have everything for this page, and for this new change, you just click keep over here, and this saves your page. Now, let me just run this server back again, just to be sure. Okay, so I exited the server by doing Control C and then running the command back again, npm run dev. Now again, localhost 3000. I'm seeing a change, but let's refresh it so we know that nothing is broken. Okay, cool. So we have essentially what we had on the Claude website, but now everything is local on my computer, so I can test out whatever I want. I could do whatever changes I want, and I'm not tied to the Claude website anymore. As you can see, I don't have the Claude branding anymore. And let's try the things. We see everything working. Start quiz, and we see that some of the text contrast is not the best. So what we can say is go into Cursor and say, hey, the text contrast on the search and answers in the quiz is not good. The background and the text are both gray. Make the contrast good like the rest of the app. Okay. Now, hopefully this prompt will fix what we just saw, the issues that we saw on the website. So it's saying that I need to enhance the contrast in our styles, and especially for search output and quiz option of the currently gray. Okay. So it looks like it knows the issue, or at least you can see the issue. So now it will fix the text on our website, inshallah. The model made no changes to the file. Okay. Not sure if it's gonna work. Okay, it's doing a lot of things, but I asked a simple thing. Let's see if we can actually fix it. Okay, I see that it changed some tailwind code over here, so hopefully now things will be a bit better. Okay, okay, so I think that it finished what we needed. So you could either click these buttons over here on the code keep individually. We have 2 over here. Or you could just click this button over here, keep all. I'm going to click this one. Now, everything is saved. Okay, so the contrast is a lot better now. If we go inside localhost, we see that the search bar, we could actually see it now, and it's a lot better. The most merciful. Okay, we see the search is working. Start quiz. Al-Rahman, the most merciful. Oh, I got it right, but the order changed. It's a small issue that you can fix with Cursor or with Claude, but we're not gonna waste too much time on this. You could add as many features as you want and fix as many things as you want, but I'm just showing the general idea on how Claude is so powerful. You could just create a website out of nothing and reach thousands of Muslims in just a couple of prompts. Okay, so we have this website created. Everything is working properly, or for the most part, everything is working. Now, you might be wondering, this is localhost, right? Can I share this localhost to whoever I want? Well, the answer to that is no, because localhost means it's just your local IP. So essentially, you could just write this. This is your local IP. You could replace localhost with your IP, and it would be the same thing. So what you want to do now is to actually deploy this website to the internet so that other people can download it. And it's really easy to do. I've shown it in other videos, but the first thing you want to do is to download GitHub Desktop. If you don't have GitHub, just go and install it. And if you don't have a GitHub account, that's the real important thing, then go over there and just create a GitHub account. And what you want to do is, after you created your account, your GitHub account, and installed GitHub client, you should see something like this, or you should see a maybe a more simpler view because you never had a GitHub repo before. But in that case, you want to find a button where you could add a local GitHub repo. So if you find a button saying add, you click on it and then click add existing repository. You click on this and then click choose, and then find the folder where we created our first app. Find the folder where we created this specific app, the 99 names of Allah. So exactly, you want to click the folder itself and nothing inside, but the new folder we created for the application. You want to open it, add repository, and then we see all of our files inside the folder that changed. So what you want to do now is just maybe write something in the summary that is required, initial work, and then commit this. Click this blue button over here and then do commit. And then you shouldn't see any changed files over here, but you should click this publish repository button over here. If you click on it, then it's gonna ask you about the name, the description, and if you want to click if you want to keep the code private or not, you could click this checkbox over here. In our case, we don't have to keep this private. If anyone could benefit from the code, then even better. So you click this publish repository. Okay, cool. Let's just double check into GitHub. If you go to GitHub and then go to your profile, and then you should see something new. If you look at, well, I see this over here, right? 99 names of God, October 2025. Today, October 2nd. I see three contributions over here, and if I see the 99 names of God, meaning that this lives online right now. This code lives in GitHub. But just because the code lives on GitHub doesn't mean that people can actually use it. So to do that, you want to go into vercel.com. And you want to do the same thing on Vercel. You want to create an account. And after you created an account, you want to link your GitHub account. And if while signing up, it's not asking you to link your GitHub account, nothing to worry. You can go over here and, sorry, let me do this back. You click this add new button over here and then click project, and then it's saying import git repository. And over here, if you don't have your GitHub account linked, then you link it. Essentially, you just allow GitHub to work with Vercel. And then you should see your 99 names of God. And then you click import. 99 names of God mean, actually, let's do something because I know we're going to have a problem over here. So let's exit from running our website locally and then run npm run build. So npm run build makes sure that your code is ready for production. So we tested our code locally, and while we're testing your code locally, some things, the Next.js and the whole building process tends to be a little bit more lenient when you're testing locally, but when you're pushing to production, your code needs to be good and shouldn't have any linting errors or any issues. So if you do npm run build, that actually tries to create a production build, and sees if your code is okay. So let's try to run this inside of our new project and see if everything is going well. Okay, so we see that we have some errors. So it's saying type error, implicitly has any type. So I know what's happening. I'm gonna go inside cursor, and I'm gonna say fix all the linting errors in this page. So lint essentially makes sure that your code is good and it's formatted the right way, it's written the right way. So I'm saying over here that make sure that you are checking all the page and make sure that all the linting on this page is good. So if I run this, let's see if it can fix all the linting issues. Okay, so it looks like it could see the issues. Okay, all fixed. I add explicit types, corrected state generics. Okay, it's nice. I see that we don't see any red marks anymore. Everything is good. So if I do keep all and then go back inside my project and then do npm run build again. Okay, I see some green check marks. Nice. Okay, so everything ran. npm run build is working perfectly now. So let me just go back into the GitHub app. Now you should see some new changes inside your app.tsx, sorry, your page.tsx. And then over here, you just say fix linting issues. And you commit this and then click the button back again, push to origin. Great. Now let's go back into GitHub and make sure that we have the fixes. Fix linting issue. Okay, so we saw exactly what we just pushed. Fix linting issue, initial work, and fix linting issue. So the latest commit is what we just pushed. So now if you go back into Vercel, let's go back on this page just to be sure and refresh this page. Now it's saying import git repository, and we're gonna import 99 names of God. If you click import, 99 names of God, choose where you want to create the project and give it a name. So we don't really have to change anything over here. Just make sure that it's Next.js over here, and everything else should stay the same. You just click deploy. So now it's deploying everything to Vercel, and hopefully, inshallah, we will get a public URL that we can share to other people without all this Claude branding. And you see, we've done a lot more things to the app. A lot of things that were required for a production build or fixing some of the styling issues. We were all able to do that locally on our computer using all of these AI models. We have a warning over here, but that shouldn't prevent us from building our application to Vercel. Okay, so congratulations, you just deployed a new project. Nice. So if you click on this thumbnail or image over here, this brings us to the website. And you might be saying, well, it's the same website that we just worked on from Claude to locally on our computer, and now we're just seeing the same website. But that is the whole idea. We liked what we saw on Claude, and then we brought that to our local computer, localhost. If we run that, I don't think it's going to work because I don't have localhost running, but let's try again, do npm run dev. So we liked what we saw on Claude. We liked it. We downloaded the code and then did some modification locally on the computer so we could test out everything. And then after fixing some issues and fixing some styling issues, then everything was working locally on a computer, but we can't really share this because it is local to our computer. So we took this local code and then pushed it to the web, where now we have a public URL where we could share it to anyone we want. You could go to any person, you could send it on WhatsApp, on Facebook, Instagram, send this website, and anyone can benefit from this site, inshallah, by the will of Allah. And they can learn all the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and even go through a quiz to learn more about Allah and the Deen of Islam. So I hope that you learned some things with this entire process using Claude 4.5. Again, this was just a simple example, but you can imagine you could build really big applications with Claude, with Cursor, all of these AI models. And really, I encourage you, take some time to build something for Islam, for your deen, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because just imagine how many Muslims you can reach by just creating a simple app. Imagine just this website that we created, 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000, a million people a day visits this website, learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine, by the permission of Allah, how many hasanats, how many rewards you will get just because you took a little bit of effort and you put this out for Muslims with the right intentions. Imagine how much you could build for your afterlife. So this was the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about it. Jazakallah khair for watching all the way here. If you want to work with me, I have a link down below. Go and check it out. If not, then all good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.